Hello everybody, we have prepared this presentation on the case study of Our Lady of Angels School Fire, which has been labeled as one of the most terrifying school fires in history. The group members who have contributed towards completing this presentation are Joseph Brown, Michael Rendon, and Juan Montoya. Here's a picture of the Our Lady of Angels School while it was on fire. The Our Lady of Angels was a Catholic school in Chicago which was host to around 1,600 students from kindergarten to the 8th grade. The structure of the school was built in the early 19th century, around 1910, and comprised of a double-story building with a basement. According to sources, the structure of the school was intervened with a number of times. However, the model stayed the same. Even though the school met all the criterions of a fire safety law, it was not prepared for this fire. The ceilings of the school were 12 feet high, and the windows, which were located on the second floor of the school, were 20 feet from the ground, so as to stop anyone from going outside. Due to this scenario, escaping the building was impossible. Even though the firefighters arrived within 4 minutes of the first call, the scene at the school was already horrific, as the children were trying to escape by crawling and fighting their way out of windows and the buildings. Many children got trapped and were pulled back by others when trying to scramble their way out. The firefighters were hopeless at this moment. The fire annihilated in the north wing of the second floor of the school. The X mark on the map shows where the fire spread from. It is reported that between 2 and 2:20 a.m. at the specific cold afternoon, the fire inhalated at the foot of the northeast stairwell and was unnoticed and undetected from around 30 minutes. As the fire got intense, it filled the hallways with smoke and deadly gases, and within minutes the wooden ceilings and staircase caught fire. Unlike the first floor, the second floor had no doors to protect the building and stop the fire from entering. Hence, before no time, the fire climbed its way up into the attic, from where the fire reached ignition temperature. By the time students and teachers have realized that there was a fire, it was too late, as the escape routes were blocked with fire and could not be passed. The only routes were the windows, from where the nuns and the students began jumping from and received broken bones from the impact or even death. This picture shows the entire floor plan of the school and shows that the fire started from the north wing and completely took over it. However, fortunately, the south wing had minimum damage and there were no fatalities there. The picture also shows that the firefighters were incorrectly directed towards the rectory, which caused very valuable time to be lost. It was difficult for the firefighters to get in as the gates were also locked in the small courtyard. Hence, the situation caused time to be lost and many valuable lives to be lost with it. Even though the firefighters did manage to save more than 160 children from the fire. For the firefighters, the battle was lost before it even started, and due to this inferno, 87 children and 3 nuns died on the spot of the fire that day, and many were badly wounded, of which there were 5 more casualties. In the end, the total loss was of 92 children and 3 nuns due to this dark event. The structure of the school was comprised of only one fire escape and no fire-safe doors in the case of any emergency. It did not have any emergency doors in the stairwells to the second floor. In addition to this, there were no equipment to fight the fire. For example, there were no sprinklers, no automatic fire alarms, no smoke detectors, no alarms, which were connected to the fire station. And nothing in the building was fire resistant. Everything in the school was made of combustible material, which easily caught fire and hence made the situation worse. Petroleum-based wax and paints were used on the doors and walls. The only fire alarms that were present in the school were situated in the south wing and were both manual. Even though there were 4 fire extinguishers present, but They were 7 feet off the floor, which made them unreachable for all the children and most of the adults. Even though the school passed the fire department safety test a few weeks before the fire, the school did not follow the rules and the guidelines that were set, and due to this, the event occurred. If accurate equipment was installed in the building, such as direct fire alarms to the fire station, sprinklers, automatic fire alarms, smoke detectors, etc., the situation could have been avoided and a great loss could have been saved. Due to the event that took place in the Our Lady of Angels School, the fire commissioner and the government made it mandatory that all schools in Chicago would have a working fire alarm system installed that could be pulled and were interconnected with all fire alarm devices inside the school. The use of fire doors, non-flammable materials, and installing sprinkler systems was made mandatory. In addition to this, firefighters were made to patrol schools as well as other public places so that another event like this wouldn't occur. Till this date, there have been many theories of what the cause of the fire was. There has been no news as what caused the fire. However, many people believe that it was arson and that a young boy who was responsible for setting the fire to the building. The boy confessed to setting the fire at one time, but took back his statement later on. Hence, the cause remains unknown. These are the references we used in making this presentation, and this concludes our group project on the Our Lady of Angels School fire. Thank you.